Welcoming you, baby dolls. We do deserve the biggest bull run, don't we? You know, earlier today, President Pump signed a resolution overturning the IRS crypto rule targeting DeFi. This is actually fantastic news because, like, he's a president. We want to get things done. Let me say it again. China, Canada, please don't sell our bonds, please. He goes a little something like that. Also, friends, there's been some news. Thank you to Mr. Nuclear Herbs. Not just the ordinary herb. There's been some good, I think, commentary with the SEC. I think Hester Peirce, the crypto mom, she's come out. She's basically, they've given more guidance and made it more better for you, like not to be like an illegal asset security thing and push the industry forward. I think Mr. Nuclear Herbs has either done a write-up or going to do a write-up. So we look forward to that. I think it's very positive for PulseChain, all the tickers that Richard Hart has founded. Right, so PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, and Ink and stuff as well. Also, shout out to my friend Mr. Citrus Bro. Australia needs to remove extortionate taxes on crypto. The economy here would boom. I agree, sir. I think every country should remove them just to see what happens. And let the economies flourish, get everyone in, and then you can start doing your taxi thingamajig and getting everyone to start playing around. I've got some bullish news for you, friends. Now, do you like lollipops? I know you do. Jim Cramer is coming to the rescue, baby. As I said tonight, the Chinese are tough. They can take a lot of pain. It's admirable. I feel like we declared war on them when half our soldiers were behind enemy lines. So, Jim Cramer, Matt, you know what comes next, bro. Jim Cramer bullish on China. There's more. There's more. I am not thrilled with the dollar or the bonds here. Something bigger and worse at work. So, man, he is turbo bearish. And guess what, friends? Like, the thing is, we're all feeling it too. Because, like, early in the day, friends, you saw there's just, like, the US dollar coming down. And this is the daily chart, right? The US dollar capitulating down. But we wanted to come down. But people are like, oh no, you're going down because people don't want your bonds. They actually don't want to hold your currency anymore. So that's the little fear and stuff out here. But it's all part of the plan, right? We're getting everything happening, friends. The only thing that's not going to plan, I guess, is these US treasuries. They're trading at 110 the 10 years. I think people were expecting to be like 120. So they were hoping that they'd be up here. Just let me show you without being racist or anything. You know, when the Fed hike rates so many times, it's pretty much this. So I'm wondering if it's going to have some sort of flashback somewhere. They're just worried now because no one's got a bid for the bonds. You know, also shout out to my friend Quintus as well. Wookie, he asked as well, like, who's selling these bonds and stuff? Good question. It's easy to point the finger, but it's not what everyone's pointing at. Okay, the finger they're pointing is they're saying, oh, Japan has sold. Japan, they're cheating, right? Konnichiwa, Japan, konnichiwa. Why are you selling? Because they're scared shitless, okay? But also some people are saying China's selling, China's selling. I think they actually checked the treasury accounts. They're not selling. So it's just Japan. But then, like, how's just Japan keeping these down here? It means there's no demand, which means the market thinks, you know, this yield right now of 4.5%, the market thinks that's fair. That's a problem, though. 4.5% is a very high rate when you're trying to roll over a $9 trillion debt that the US government has to roll over very shortly. So it's a ticking time bomb. I don't know what's going to happen next, and you don't either. That's why it's kind of interesting. Now, looking at PulseChain core coins from early in the day, friends, everything is just fluctuating around and doing nothing. Up and down, +5, +10, -5, -10. Nothing else to really see out here. This is the weekly chart of PLS. There's nothing that we can do except pray that this thing like reverts back to like half sacrifice price and then to 1x sacrifice price. Hopefully the wank off pattern happens, but like it's not Richard's fault. It's not our fault. I know, friends, we want to blame everyone. The business cycle, man. We got a 1 in every 50-year event. Very sad. We have 29 months of trashy ISM. In the past 3 cycles, it was between 6 and 13 months. We're on month 29 now. Oh my gosh. And that has caused ETH BTC to go down. That's why, friends, I'm telling you now, even though I'm tweaking my nipples every single day, and I do have green candles for us, and I'm lighting the Saint candle for us, Saint Shardbead. It's easy, friends. Like, I love joking about, you know, hey, there's too much soy on Ethereum, but that's all Fugazi narrative. I know it is. I tell you this all the time. We're just having fun. It's not, man. It's the business cycle, okay? And we have to have a zen approach to it. We've got to be adults when it comes to this, okay? So the peanut brain who pegs his own nipples and wears Pokemon hats is telling you to be an adult, okay? So this cuckery, yeah, that's the business cycle. Friends, do you know, so if you go back, say, 12 months, it was looking good. This is where PulseChain launched here. Actually, PulseChain launched up here. So we were meant to go up here. That's a standard business ISM cycle. We were meant to go up. Actually, I've shown you on the chart, right? The oscillator here. I'll just bring it out here for you. We were meant to, if you go back last year, we were meant to go up. That's a normal cycle. And then you continue up. That would be repeating the past three. We didn't, though. We went up. We clobbered back down again. And like the answer, why? It's just the dominoes that fell on us was the follow-on effect from zombie virus, okay? So it is what it is. But then people say it's Joe Biden or AOC, you know what I mean? Or anyone else. It's just, who cares, man? You're looking at a cloud and you're trying to blame something. It's all of us. It is what it is. I also have this interesting update for pDAI friends. So you have Catty Boo. She's made this long-winded post about everything, and she has a couple of solutions. There's actually more solutions, just to give you an idea. It's kind of like, it's one of those concern posts a bit. Like, she basically says, okay, we've been circling about addressing governance attack risks back and forth on PMaker. We realize at this point there is nothing that can be done to prevent 5996 from taking over the Maker governance. So 5996 is the Vietnamese kid, rumored Vietnamese kid, who's flopping out his big scam long dong on everybody. But thanks to 99 Capital, who has literally used Spoonie to hit it out of the park, a hole in one, 99 Capital has found that wallet 5996, this special wallet, is directly linked to other wallets that helped PulseChain, okay? That raided Maker and Aave in July of 2023, took over the systems, and have not done any malicious stuff. They've actually helped it. Okay, they have like a plan. The PulseChain pioneers. They look like bandits discovering America for the first time. And like, hey, there's a tree over there, grows oranges. Shotgun, I'm going over there. Oh, there's a beach over there. That's my beach. Okay, Orange Juice Beach. Okay, that's pretty much what's happening. So, and they're linked. Okay, so but like Caddy is saying, oh, there's nothing we can do. The Vietnamese kid, but my response is, I appreciate everyone. Look, by the way, okay, I'll just tell it to you now. So. The word she's used is like, crap, there's nothing we can do about all that supply in the PulseChain Pioneer related wallets. Oh no. And I say, okay, you're in PulseChain. Do you know who Richard Hart is? Okay. Do you know there's nothing you can do about the Pulse supply that the origin address has? Do you know that? Do you know there's nothing you can do about the origin address's PulseX supply? They got 90% of the tokens. You know that, right? You know they got 90% of the Pulse tokens. Have you heard of the better Bitcoin called Hex? There's an origin address big supply on PulseChain and Ethereum. You know there's nothing you can do about those either, right? Very interesting. So, also, have you heard of the greenest logo in crypto? Inc. Inc used to have 1 million supply. Now it's got 55 million. It had an inflation in a year of 5,400%. Okay, so I'm just telling you, if you look at other coins out there in the world, you're like, oh no, there's things I can't control. So I'm saying, I'm just betting that they are benevolent, and I'm just going to keep holding pDAI personally, okay? So enjoy this cute comic. I will reevaluate again in 90 days. Looks like the dev's cooking. Here we are. The dev is cooking. And look, man, it's tough, but like I'm looking at everything, friends, and I can just see that it's the ETH BTC candles, man. You know, friends. Everything we've seen, it's Ethereum's candles. And even if you look at, say, the Ethereum USD monthly candle chart, man, friends, when you have 5 red monthly candles, nothing good happens. Nothing. But that's one perspective to have. Another perspective to have is everything's a buying opportunity. It's like deep bear market prices. That's another perspective to have, you know? If you're trying to predict the next narrative, though, you're going to have a hard time. That's why you got to believe, yeah? You got to own stuff. You're not probably part of the next narrative. The next narrative might go to fart coin, you know? And then like rainbow fart coin, and then jelly fart coin. Predicting the next narrative, that's how you have to think about this, right? Memes, cults, religions. Think about those network effects, but yeah, I mean, almost at this point, the prices are so cheap everywhere. I feel like no matter what you buy, you can't miss. But not financial advice. That's what I'm feeling, because like everything's dirt cheap. Ethereum's towards 1,500, man. What a joke. I also have a postie from 99 Capital. Thank you to Martin Aurelius, sir. Martin, this is a great post. This is from, there are 3 options just for pDAI, okay? There's 3 things that can happen on the auctions. That's why, I mean, there's always a new narrative. Oh, something can go wrong. It's just everything, bro. Everything can go wrong, you know? There's 3 options. So we are here. Okay, we are here. We are right there. 3 things can happen, okay? So in the depth, right, the protocol is going to mint maker tokens. They create them. But to get them, there's only one currency you can use to buy. Yeah, it's pDAI. D0F pDAI. D for dong, 0 for 0 amounts of soy, and F for friendship, okay? So 3 paths. The worst path is the haters get maker, and then there's some emergency stability module and game over, okay? I forgot how that thing works, but that's one scenario. Yeah, that's it's almost like as well, haters got all the PulseChain supply, and Richard Hart hates PulseChain and OA now. Okay, the haters have all the tokens, it's game over. They're just going to sell on you 99% supply. That's one scenario. The middle scenario is if they get maker DAO, the P maker, PulseX gets the P maker, okay? And then it still routes up here. The top path, I guess the most optimal, the benevolence part is Wallet 5996 that has been benevolent to everything, but you got to believe, and there's some, you know, bridging and stuff out here. They get the maker. Because now they have all the tokens, they can reset the oracles, start the flash loans, and then eventually lead to a peg. So, once again, friends, it comes down to everything, bro. Like, you look at it, you're like, oh no, uncertainty, uncertainty. Dude, everything's been like that. Yeah, you know, like BlackRock can just rug the Bitcoin ETF right now if they wanted to. Yeah, what if Trump's like, you know what? Our dollar's looking pretty weak. Hey, BlackRock, disable your support for BTC. It's rivaling the US dollar. Rug them right now. You know what I mean? Like, things like that can always happen. But you're here to be optimistic for the future. I also answered this question, friends. My friend Corey Spaghetti Meatballs, he had 2 questions. If the exploit was known 2 years ago, why didn't anybody say anything? And number 2, why did Richard post about how well the token did in a tweet? So I pretty much answered it, right? And the quick answers are, if the exploit was known 2 years ago, why didn't anyone say anything? And it's because you're using the word exploit. Inflation happened, and maybe someone who's an operator, maybe they wanted that pDAI inflation to scoop it up themselves. So then they, now planning years ahead, can use that precious pDAI to bid for the MakerDAO tokens that are going to get minted. And now they have done a decentralized takeover of a MakerDAO. And now they are actually the admin key. Now, not even MakerDAO can go and control this, right? I think there is some override feature, but yeah. Now that they can control, now they can actually vote and do whatever they want and actually fix stuff. Because right now, you need to beg MakerDAO to do it, right? You need to go beg MakerDAO to come in and fix the stuff. But who has all the Maker tokens? Well, the system right now says it's the Ethereum MakerDAO guys. However, I think like 200,000 MakerDAO tokens are going to get minted to cover the debt. And guess what? Wallet 5996 or the other ways, they have like 12 billion pDAI that they got that from the start. So when you're using the word exploit, that's honestly, that's like saying the origin address exploited Pulse and PulseX and Hex to get all the supply. It's just saying, oh no, but maybe there's a reason, right? You just got to believe, man. That's it. There's no other way to do it, man. And like, you're not going to believe unless the price is up higher anyway. Just like everything else. Just like, for example, you're not going to believe Vitalik's actually doing push-ups right now unless Ethereum is 5,600. The second question Corey asked, why did Wretched post about how well the token did in a tweet? So he's asking, why is that? Well, basically, my short answer was, I guess we thought, because you notice, friends, look at the timing of stuff, right? Do you notice how all these FUDs come out after Ethereum does the triple top here, rejects 4,000, and it comes back down here? Do you notice that? The FUD came out down here. You notice that, right? I don't think that's a coincidence. I think operators who control 170,000 Ethereum, which is the PulseChain sacrifice, I think that they noticed this coming down and they're like, you know what? My bull target for Ethereum, I'm not so confident it's going to hit like $18,000 anymore. I'm now going to lower it to like 10. Maybe it hits above that, but I need to be sure that I can peg and do whatever else. So I have to like accommodate for that. So I have to shake people out. I've got to grab the supply now. This is just plan B. You know, I didn't think it would be this bad, but it is what it is. Like, it was looking so good. It was looking so good. We got gypped here. It's looking so good. Nah, we got cracked. That's how I'm interpreting it, you know? You're allowed to speculate and interpret that. Basically, I'm looking for reasons to be long. That's it. That's basically in a bull market, looking for reasons to stay on the bull. Okay? But even after seeing all that, friends, we're still at the mercy of the cryptocurrency. Here is the Bitcoin price chart. Man, when I told you, friends, didn't I tell you? You got to believe. Did I not tell you that? Okay, look how close it came to the weekly super trend, Habib. It came 0.28%. $200 on Bitcoin's price. If it closed there, weekly super trend red, bear market. 80% chance bear market. Look at that. And by the way, it did it last year. Look how close it came. 2%. It actually wicked under it, Japan, Pokemon Island. And then here, look what happened. 0.6% again. You see that? Believe. 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 You see that, baby dolls? It's a believer's cycle. Believe. So that's what I'm just trying to tell you, man. I know it sounds stupid. I know I'm wearing a cute pink Ditto hat. Shout out to the Ditto family. Love and appreciate every single one of you. Okay? I'm just telling you, like, that's the theme of the bull. Man, even Uncle Bobby fell off. Uncle Bobby's gone turbo bearish, man. He's like drawing squiggly lines down for the stock market. He sold a third of his Bitcoin. And like, he's been saying, you know, just don't get off the bull. There might be PTSD from 2021. It could all go to zero, friends. Of course, everything could. You know what I mean? It's just, look, I think you mean Spoonie. I think we're going to be all right. Like, subscribe, belly button. I'll catch you soon.